been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80
God damn, guys.
Goddamn is right, man. Goddamn is
Boy,
right. Man. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? And welcome back to another edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. This is episode 201 of Notorious Unscripted. What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another edition of Unscripted, man. So, with that, man, I guess we can go ahead and hop right into the intro, bro. So what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Notorious Unscripted. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we're on here after Monday Night Raw with Unscripted, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, man. If you guys did miss this past Friday's episode of the news, that is episode 219 of the news. That is Shane McMahon sending out feelers to All Elite Wrestling. No supernatural plans for the Wyatt Six, and WWE files for the trademark of Caesar Sikoa. Actually, we have some very good news surrounding that. We actually got a bit of SmackDown to go in depth on today. After some very dude, every time they do an episode in Chicago, A, we're not there, and B, they just have a banger episode. It's insane.
I swear to God, dude. I swear to God.
2 out of the 3 best weekly shows of the year happened in Chicago. There was the Raw in Chicago, the fucking Raw from last week in Corpus Christi, and SmackDown in Chicago. In the same week, mind you. 2 shows of the year in the same fucking week. Triple H.
Insane.
It really is. It really is, man. So, if you guys did miss that episode of the news, it is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to stay first, join us right here live every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to pick up some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is BuyNoFair.com. Link is in the top description of this very video and in either mine or SK's social media pages, man. You can find all 8 of these beautiful designs available on there for you guys. You can find all 8 of the ones you see on your screen and more. There are more available on the merch shop for you guys. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top description of this very video, man. Also, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels podcast, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very podcast. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling, man. Not much to do right now. Can't do a whole lot right now. Still in the recovery process, so I'm kind of just chilling every day.
Right.
Not doing much else, man. But everything's been good, man. Everything's been good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. I've just been chilling, man. Just been chilling. But how about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, bro. Nothing too much, dude. Nothing too much. Just chilling, man. Doing my thing, as always, bro. So yeah, can't complain, man. But yeah, nothing much going on, dude. But actually, pretty excited for Money in the Bank, especially after all the shit that got announced today on Raw. It's looking to be a pretty good episode. We got an interesting field of the Money in the Bank. I do have my concerns when we talk about Monday Night Raw. I do have my concerns about Money in the Bank. I'm somewhat excited for Forbidden Door. I'm excited for like 2 matches on the show. I'm excited for like 2. I'm excited for Osprey and Swerve, and I'm excited for Mina and Tony.
Yeah, I'm excited for MJF versus. I was gonna make a joke. I don't even remember the name of the guy he's fucking facing.
Hikasero or Hikasera. I don't know how to say it. I just know it's Hikey something. Hikisero, Hikasero, Hichisero.
He's facing some hick, so we'll see how that fucking goes.
Yeah, he
Like,
kind of
dude,
looks like a Mexican version of the Great Muda. That's old Great Muda, by the way. So I don't know. He's kind of got that look going on for him. So,
good one.
but other than that, yeah, that's probably about all I'm excited for on Forbidden Door. But nonetheless, somewhat excited for it. But Money in the Bank, man, as they were running down the card, I was like, man, this show about to be a banger. I can't lie. When they announced that Jacob Fatu is going to be in the ring, that's all I needed. That's all right there. I was like, oh, this is about to bang. It kind of sucks because Tongaloa never got his opening pay-per-view spotlight, but it's all right. They'll get their Mania match against the Usos.
Yeah, let's say it's really nothing personal against him. It's kind of the whole group's already been outshined by Jacob solely already. So
Yeah,
we'll just see. He already has the most #1 selling shirt right now, actually.
I'm actually
Which is
trying to get
fucking
that mug, bro. I can't lie to you. That shit is gas, dude.
dope. The wolf with the fucking Samoan stuff. Ooh, and we got more news on his like nickname that they're trademarking on Friday. He gets to
Yep.
use it. Ooh, I love that shit, dude. I love that shit. I can't wait to talk about. Man, oh, I can't. Fuck, we gotta get through Dynamite first, but I can't wait to talk about Friday, man.
We're talking about Dynamite, man. We're talking about SmackDown and whatnot. But without any further ado, I think that was everything. Yes.
Get out the way.
Yeah, I think that was everything I covered. But yes, as for Durante, doing good, bro. Doing good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, my biggest hater, Bell, and everybody else, whether you're here in the live chat or here as a part of the Replay Mafia, JTJB. Thank you guys for being here as always. And who's ready to talk about Dynamite from Fairfax, Virginia? All right, man.
We just talk about SmackDown and Raw at this point.
Holy shit,
Like,
you're telling me, bro.
Man.
Oh my god.
I want to talk about positive things in my life. Not fucking Dynamite.
You know what? AEW fans should change. They should change their I'm gonna coin a new phrase. You know how the AEW fans love to hit the generational Dynamite incoming?
For me, yes.
My phrase is soulless Dynamite incoming. Because I don't feel like I have a soul when I'm watching the show.
Oh, literally, dude. There was one segment on this episode of Dynamite that gave me feeling that had a soul, and that's the only segment that I remember from the show. Other than that, genuinely don't remember anything else from that fucking show, dude.
Yeah. Well, the show opened up with MJF and Roosh in the 30-minute. This is actually, mind you, before we talk about this, we mentioned it on Friday. This is the Dynamite show that drew 502 viewers.
502,000 viewers, dude.
Jesus.
That is horrendous.
502.
NXT is whooping their ass. Hey, like they said themselves, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Boy, did that come to bite them in the ass.
It really did. It really did. All those years of them talking about beating NXT in the ratings and all that good stuff, and boy, did that come around to rear its ugly head. Jesus.
They're getting beat by developmental. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
They are getting beat by Shawn Michaels, by his television, by current NXT. That is sad. They're getting beat by
Chef
Sexy Red,
Michaels.
bro. Chef Michaels. That's wild.
It's
That's insane.
probably
That's
it,
sad.
it probably has something to do with them believing in Joe Hendry. Probably.
That shit was insane, bro. I know we don't talk about, NXT on the show, but I will say, only thing I'll say about NXT, that pop was fucking insane.
Oh, that man got a WrestleMania level we talked about it on Friday, bro, but that man got a WrestleMania level um pop and just ovation there at NXT, man. There's a genuine love for Joe Hendry in pro wrestling, bro, and for him to step onto WWE's turf and get that kind of reaction. Yeah, I think we all know where he's going. WWE sees nothing but money in that man.
Exactly. Um, they see money in that shit. All the shirts they can sell and shit.
Yep,
They're gonna love it.
100%. MJF opens the show against Roosh. Bro, the match was great. First of all, it was a really good match. There was a really fucking stupid spot in here I had to point out because I was watching the screen looking like a bobblehead the whole time I'm watching the show. There's probably fucking drool coming out of my mouth because I feel like such a fucking dumb fuck watching this. Just even putting my eyes on this shit made me feel like an idiot because the
I
spot
agree
had
with that.
absolutely no thought put into it whatsoever. What did you
Oh,
say?
dude. Should have seen me earlier, like an hour and a half ago, and Damian Priest came on my screen.
Oh,
I, I had his chair turned around. You've seen me do this before, bro, I think. Turned around, feet on the bed right there. Just fucking slumped, bro. Because I had Damian Priest on my screen. And
you did
and
you
oh,
didn't
go ahead.
rise?
Fuck, no, I sat my ass down. Dude, oh, I can't wait to talk about that shit, that all rise shit. I'm so sick of it.
All rise. He just
All
wants to
rise.
rise to the occasion.
Dude, he did that line, bro. Oh man,
I
I
was
hate that
like,
fucking
oh,
man.
this
Man,
get the fucking belt off of him, dude. Anyways,
really good.
Dynamite. Okay. This is the kind of shit, man. This is the kind of stupid shit shenanigans that goes on AEW Dynamite nowadays. Roosh gets a chair, right? MJF's on the outside of the ring. Roosh gets a chair. Roosh pushes the chair, slides it all the way across the ring, diagonally across the ring. The ref goes, and all he had to do was simply bend down and push the chair out of the ring or just kick it. He didn't even have to bend down. He just had to kick the fucking chair out of the ring. While he's doing that and taking 2 minutes to get the chair out of the ring, Roosh grabs a whole ass camera cable, starts whipping MJF with it, puts it around his neck, chokes him with it, and then just walks away and leaves the cable around MJF's neck. And Paul Turner just walks over there and sees it and doesn't do anything. And he's just looking at Roosh like this cable just magically fucking appeared on MJF's neck. I mean, what kind of mark out demons think this shit is good? I mean,
Marco Demons, actually. That's exactly what this is good.
it just, oh my
That's our whole
God.
audience.
It made absolutely no sense. And again, I'm during this segment, I'm probably sitting on my fucking recliner, shaking my head and slobbering at the fucking thought of how fucking nonsensical this spot was. It pissed me off how bad this spot was. Other than that, the match was very good.
Mm-hmm. It's really the only thing. It's either half the time when we talk about Dynamite at the point, we say a few things. We talk about how bad something is. We talk about how good something is and that they need to do this more in AEW, or we just say the phrase, it was a good match. So I will hit the third option, the classic third option right here, right now. Hit the little dialogue box that we got when we talk about Dynamite. I'm hitting the it was a good match dialogue option. That's all it was. It's like five. If you guys played Fallout 4, you guys know the little dialogue boxes. You only got 4 options. That's us when we talk about Dynamite. Negative, it was a good match. positive, they need to do it more. There's really only three. And leave conversation. I wish I could hit the leave conversation button, the fucking SmackDown or Raw button, but we can't. So it was
Yeah.
a good match.
Yeah. For Dynamite, since we do only have three options, you know, you can always go with the LA Noir, truth, lie, or doubt. Again,
Dude, it's doubt, 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 doubt all day.
you will usually doubts the in between. So I'm going with lie, 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 lie.
Okay, lies, lies, lies.
Yeah.
Fucking classic,
No more
classic
lies.
fucking, yeah.
Please.
No more lies. That's our fucking phrase of Dynamite. No more lies, please. Stop lying to us.
Yeah, you know.
Dynamite. No more lies.
And it's sad that Tony hasn't picked up on that yet because the it was bad, it was good, and it was a good match option. You know, you can only have so many good matches before they're just not fucking special anymore, and nobody fucking cares about them. I don't know how he didn't pick up on this shit like 2 years ago, but here we are.
Because that niche of a niche audience fucking loves it no matter what, man. When they tweet at him positive things, he reads it, and that's enough for him.
Yep. And then the people that do try to be honest with him, he just says AEW's under constant attack. As if we're trying to bomb the joint. No.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like I'm fucking like we're fucking Japan at Pearl Harbor, dude. Like bro,
God.
under constant attack, dude.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I would say AEW even when they were great, they didn't get a lot of hate. Guess what? When they were great, none of that hate meant something. Nowadays, the hate kind of means something for a reason.
Yep. After the match, the Mogul Embassy are up on the screen cutting a promo on MJF.
You mean Cage of Agony?
Oh yeah, I guess.
That is their name now. I think it's their fucking. It's what they used 1 week. So I don't know. It's AEW. They change names like fucking every other week. But
I was gonna say
I
could have swore that Excalibur called them the Mogul Embassy, which they don't have the Mogul in the group anymore. So I don't know.
It is Excalibur at the end of the day.
That is true. That is true. They're up on the screen, and they announce for Forbidden Door that MJF is going to be facing this man. In walks Hechicero. Oh, Lord. I honestly wasn't too upset, only because MJF gave us a fair warning a couple weeks ago. He was going to be facing some random from, like you hit the random superstar button from, he said he was going to be facing some random from CMLL or New Japan. So I was honestly expecting this. I was expecting him to get somebody, a random, and that's exactly what they gave.
He's MJF. I would think one of these companies would throw, one of their biggest stars at the guy. And he said random. He really did mean random. He wasn't lying, I guess.
He wasn't.
Fuck.
He's facing Hechicero at Forbidden Door. I'm sure it'll be a great match. But is anyone going to remember it? No.
No, I won't.
Yeah, so... MJF is facing Hechicero. Very, very nice. I can't wait to see how many people are excited for this one.
Well, I am.
Good Lord.
You
couldn't have gave him a name from CMLL that people know. Mystico. I don't know, whoever the hell Sin Cara plays now, he might be Mystico. I don't fucking know. Whatever is, I don't know. Somebody with a little bit of name value would have been nice, but again, I wasn't too mad, and I honestly really did fully expect MJF to be facing some random fucking guy that we probably see on Dynamite and Collision once every week, and nobody knows his name or knows who he is because nobody gives a fuck to watch what said guy is doing, and that is exactly who we got. So it didn't upset me too much, and it's genuinely something I fully expected to happen.
I get you.
Yeah. The next segment was probably the best part of Dynamite, man. The Swerve and Will Ospreay face to face.
The only thing I remember.
Ospreay comes out and he tells Swerve the last time they were in the ring, he snatched the belt from him. And Swerve said he was not capable of carrying the weight of both worlds. And he tells him he can because he's done it before in other countries and other companies, and he says he's about to teach Swerve what the rest of the world knows, and that is he is the best in the world. Swerve comes out and interrupts. Swerve says he is the best in the world, and he's been paying attention to Will. He says they've taken two different career paths, yet it's all going to culminate at Forbidden Door. He says Ospreay has held multiple international championships at one time, and him in AEW. Oh, wait, my bad. I tangled my words up. He says Ospreay held multiple international championships at one time, just like Swerve. How he holds the AEW World Championship and the championship in the entertainment world. He says he's done it all by himself, but he watched Forbidden Door last year, and questions if Will Ospreay is going to need Don Callis. Ospreay asked Swerve and the fans if they think he needs Don Callis. He says he doesn't, and he can do it all by himself. As the Don Callis family look on from the back, all pissed off or whatever. They're kind of, shrugging their shoulders as to, him saying that, he doesn't need them. He mentioned how he beat Omega, Okada, Takagi, and Jericho. And he says, while Swerve had a hit row, he had a hit list, and he didn't miss a single one of them. He asks he asked Swerve if he feels the pressure of being in the ring with the best in the world. He says he can feel the pressure because he sees Wembley on the horizon. This man in Wembley. He sees Wembley on the horizon. Seriously, bro. He asked what he's gonna do if he asked Swerve what he's going to do if the kill shot he promised everyone is centimeters off. He told Swerve it doesn't matter if he hits the Storm Driver, Os Cutter, or the Hidden Blade, because it's still going to be the same. It's going to be the same if... Jesus. He told Swerve it doesn't matter if he uses the Hidden Blade, Os Cutter, or the Storm Driver. They're all gonna feel the same, but if he uses the Tiger Driver, he will not be able to walk out of the arena. Either way, he's gonna wake up without the AEW World Championship. Swerve laughs, and he tells Ospreay all he hears is ifs. He says he doesn't go off ifs because he's the world champ. He goes off certainties. He tells Ospreay this is his first main event pay-per-view, bruv, and he has to thank him for it. He sees Ospreay on social media with all his friends doing dances. But the point, this is where Swerve kind of started rambling on for me. He tells Ospreay he sees him on social media dancing with all of his friends. But the point is, he does not have any friends. He got rid of them. Actually, they turned on him, but okay. He got rid of them. I guess that's the narrative Tony's running with this week.
Narrative, I guess.
Yeah, he got rid of them and took out anyone that came for him. He asks What if he asked Will, what if he breaks his arm or his leg? Well, who knows? In AEW, that's very prone to happen.
It's very possible, exactly. Just don't face Ray Phoenix and you might be fine.
Exactly. Don't face Phoenix, Penta, or Dante Martin. You'll be all right.
Oh, God. Especially that ladder match.
Yeah, or Sammy Guevara. He's another one.
Mm-hmm.
He says what if he breaks his leg or his arm? Who is Will Ospreay? Swerve says either way, no matter what you do to him, he will still walk out of the wrestling business and be the business mogul. He tells Ospreay once he wins the world championship, the business will consume him because that's what it did to him. He says he's going to have to sacrifice time with his wife and his son. Ospreay covers Ospreay grabs his mic and warns him not to mention his son again. He tells Swerve not to make this personal. Nana interrupts and gets in between both of them, tells them to calm down and not to do this right now. They need to save their fire and energy for Forbidden Door. He says, whose house? Ospreay grabs the mic and he says, my house. And he goes to get out of the ring. Swerve calls him. Swerve calls for them to cut his music, rather, and he asks Will Ospreay, what if he does want to make this personal? He says anything for my AEW championship is personal, and he asks Will Ospreay to send his regards to Allie and Harry, which are his wife or his girl and his son. Ospreay jumps back into the ring and gets in his face. The Callis family is in the back saying that Ospreay betrayed them. Ospreay betrayed them, and Callis reminds everybody it will be okay because he knows Ospreay well. This was very good, man. This was very good. I did enjoy this segment. Quite a bit. It was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. Like I said, there was that brief moment where I felt Swerve just kind of started rambling on about Ospreay on social media doing his dances and what if you break a leg. And I mean I get in AEW, you do want to warn people of such matters that are a common occurrence, but it just kind of felt he was rambling. But other than that, I did enjoy this very well. I didn't enjoy Trent going, how could Ospreay say that? He's betrayed us. Bro, you just got in the group. You were not there when Ospreay was with the Callis family. So, and as a matter of fact, I don't fucking know who wants to be in the Callis family other than people with dying careers like Trent anyways. So I don't blame Will Ospreay for not going into the or not being back with the Callis family.
Exactly. This man's talking about betraying people. Bro, you literally just were in a massive storyline about how you betrayed all your best friends. So what the so who do you care about betrayal? You just did it like 2 times, technically. Like you literally had like 2 heel turns within the span of a month. There's no reason. Like, first of all, right with that. Second of all, with that Swerve rambling on, Ness, that you mentioned that is very true. It really just shows to me why he should not be a babyface right now. I think he wouldn't need to ramble on like that and random nonsense. If he was a heel, he would have had more fuel to talk, more fuel to talk shit about. I think that just proves to me why he shouldn't have been a face
100%.
this soon. But other than that, I like the segment a lot, man. It's the only thing I fucking liked from Dynamite this week that I remember. Thought it was really great. I like this is what we need more of. Two people in the ring talking why they're why they want to face each other, how they feel about facing each other with emotion. That's what like you mentioned, we coined the phrase, another soulless Dynamite. That's what this segment had some soul. And that's why I liked it. The rest of the show didn't.
Yeah.
With this segment, it had fucking soul, and this is what Dynamite needs, is fucking soul again. And I like that a lot, man. I like him mentioning his kids. I thought that was fire.
It was good. It's another,
Mm-hmm.
sorry to cut you off, but it's another reason as to why he should have been a heel. He could have ran with that kind of stuff. But, everybody wanted him to be a babyface so he could get his moment. As if a heel can't get their moment. As if we all didn't just want Drew McIntyre to win the world title and get his moment as a heel. I guess, heels can't get their crowning moment. Or same thing with Chad Gable. People wanted Chad Gable to win the IC title and get his moment as a heel. I mean, people
It's
wanted
like
him to get it as a babyface too, but, people still wanted it when he was a heel.
he's over there, Master Dickhead. Still, people still want this fucking guy to win. It's like
Exactly.
you heel and still, have wins and people enjoy them. I fucking hate the idea of you have to hate I hate that shit so fucking much, especially in the modern day. But
Yep.
that segment was everything that Dynamite as a whole lacks, and it lacks soul, man. That segment, it had soul. I like the family mentions. I really like that Nana part. I thought Nana did great in his part when he started hyping them up. I thought that was really good.
I agree.
And yeah, I really, really enjoyed that fucking segment. It had some of what the whole fucking company has been missing lately, and soul.
100%. 100%, bro. Yeah, so this was yeah, so like I said, man, this was probably about one of the only parts of the show that I actually enjoyed. This was one of the parts of the show that I actually genuinely enjoyed. And yeah, so I mean, that was that. And again, Swerve rambling on really just kind of, for me, like Sir K said, just it shows that there is a lack of drive for him character wise as a baby face. His character is not a baby face. His character never fit a baby face. His character is just it's not a baby face. He's not at that point in his career yet where he's ready to be a man of the people and pander to the audience or any sort. I mean, he doesn't have to do, not saying that a babyface has to do that, but he just wasn't at that point yet, and everybody just rushed to get him there because he was making history, which would have actually gave him more drive as a heel, and gave him more of a bigger head that he was able to make history and I guess just feed his ego more. So it really just
Good.
goes to show, but everybody wanted him as a babyface. And
Fucking Twitter, man.
yeah, and with the lack of baby faces that they have, or sorry, with the with the lack of heels that they have in the main event scene, they got some decent heels. They're not main event worthy. And yeah, there's a lot of guys that are heels that absolutely should be main event worthy, but AEW has not gotten them to that point yet, or nowhere near that. But I mean it. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a lack of it. It's just a misuse of their heels, I would say. Because you got a lot of baby faces. You got obviously the two that stick out are MJF and Will Ospreay. You know what I mean? And then, you got those guys. You got Danielson. You got Moxley. You got a lot of guys kind of at the top of the card. But then for your heels, there are guys that can do it. There's Hangman. Don't know why he's a heel, but he's there. And then he's really the only one that's kind of at that top, top of the card level. Maybe Okada as well, but he's got another title. So it's just, it's typical AEW misuse, bro. So we get another all-star tag match. Last week it was a 6-man. This week Tony Khan decided to really get creative and get in the lab, and he came up with an 8-man this week.
Like, like all we ask for is simple tag team action, and this man is constantly, oh, we got a 6-man last week, gotta add 2 more, fucking 8-man. Like, no, bro, I just want 2. I just want 2v2, and I don't want more. I want you to add more people to the match. I want you to subtract more people from these fucking matches. Sick of it.
Me too, bro. Me too. So that was that, and yes, he came up. He came up with a 8-man this week. He came up with an 8-man this week, and the match he came up with is very similar to the match last week. The one he came up with this week consists of Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Kyle O'Reilly, the same guys that were there last week, and Dante Martin against Roddy, Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher, which I believe are the same guys from last week. But this week he added Zack Sabre Jr. First of all, I don't understand why we're not just saving. I don't understand why we're not just saving guys like Sabre just to be on Forbidden Door, so it can make it a little more attractive. But no, he puts them on Dynamite. Typical Tony. He puts them on Dynamite, and yeah. So the babyface team won here. Orange Cassidy, Dante Martin, Mark Briscoe, and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly moves Orange Cassidy out of the way to take a knee from Roderick Strong. Orange Cassidy hits Orange Punch on Roddy and wins. And then after the match, for some random fucking reason, Jack Perry comes out and attacks Dante Martin. What?
Yes. And then they just announce that fucking Dork Daniels comes out there. He just fucking announces right there and then the fucking Jack Perry's fucking qualifier. Was that this week? His qualifier from TNT title ladder match, or was that last week?
I was gonna say Jack qualified. Jack qualified a while ago. 2 weeks ago, I think he qualified.
Oh, dude, that just goes to show you how much these shows blend into each other. So what did he do after fucking Dante? After he attacked him, did he just go to the back?
Yeah, the segment just cut.
What the fuck? I don't know anymore, dude. Is Dante? Oh yeah, he's in the match, right? He's in a ladder match.
He is, yes.
That's probably why. I totally forgot. I don't know why you're putting that man in a ladder match. You're asking for somebody to get hurt. But
I was gonna say, everybody better beware.
I get why. I'm not gonna say it's logical, but I get why they did that. It's stupid and complete, but I get why his character attacked his.
Yes, but yes. So he came out there. He didn't attack anybody else in the ladder match, just Dante Martin. So there you go.
And then take out the most dangerous competitor in your health. Pretty smart move, actually.
Actually, yeah, when you put it that way. There was a video package for Mercedes Moné hyping up the match with Stephanie Vacker at Forbidden Door. Roosh was in the back, all pissed off that he lost his match, and he went up to Don Callis. Don Callis came up to him while he was pissed off in his locker room. He said something to him in Spanish and walked away. I have no idea what he said. He said something to him in Spanish, and Roosh kind of looked at him, a bit odd, as if this guy's gonna be the next one to join the Don Callis family, even though he has a group that has not been mentioned or acknowledged since he came back. So, good old Tony.
No.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah, that was that. The Acclaimed defeat the Young Bucks in the Eliminator match to gain themselves a shot at the World Tag Team titles. Okada cuts the Acclaim's music off. He cuts the Acclaim's music off as they're going to do their rap. He cuts their music. He starts fake crying and saying he's sorry. And then as he's got his hands in front of his face, and he wipes his hands away, and he's just got a straight face, and he just says, "Bitch."
Okada is hilarious. I gotta say, that man is funny as hell. He is one of the best parts about Dynamite. Easy.
Oh, bro, that man has me dying laughing, bro. When it's not even the bitch part, but it's just him fake crying, dude.
He's always either so fake angry or fake sad, or he's hilarious, dude.
He really is, bro. He really is. Nick accidentally hits Matt Jackson with the belt. And then the Acclaimed hit the mic drop. And Nick accidentally hit Matt with the belt. They threw Nick out of the ring, hit him with the Arrival into the mic drop, and then that was that. So the champs lose on live television. It was a little better, being that, one of them, the one that took the pin, just got hit with a title on accident. So it did keep them looking strong, so I will say that. But, after the match, Adam Pearce comes out. Discount Adam Pearce comes out, and he tells Okada his Eliminator match is going to be on Collision, even though last week he said this week the Bucks and Okada would be on Dynamite in Eliminator matches.
We need you to cover Collision. Put the match on Collision.
I guess it's on Collision. No, maybe having Okada on Dynamite would have gained you a extra 50K viewers to bring you to 552,000.
Which I have not worked 2 Saturdays in a row. It's going to be 3 this Saturday. You want to know how many times I watched Collision so far during this recovery?
3.
No, big fat 0. Because fuck that. Who the fuck's watching Collision? I mean, what the fuck am I going to waste 2 hours of my life for?
Yeah. So Okada's going to be on Collision in his Eliminator match against CMLL's, you lost me there, Ultimo Guerrero. And we don't talk about Collision, but spoiler alert, Okada won.
No.
That's right.
No way. The fuck, man. Dude, like, how do you guys work? Like, listen. People in Mexico love CMLL. I get it. They're big over there. This isn't Mexico, bro. I don't care. I don't care about any of these people, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I genuinely do not care about any of them in the slightest.
Anybody, genuinely, any name from CMLL, I don't fucking care about, man.
Yeah, except for Hachihiro. Except for him.
Oh, really? That is.
Hachicero. Love that guy.
I don't even know what he looked like, dude. Genuinely, don't even know what he looked like. No clue. Until I see the graphic, if I'm awake on Wednesday, no clue what he looked like.
There you go. He loves Hachicero. It's okay. Hook and Joe are in the back. They are rambling on about calzones and rent in New York. He tells Hook he needs to be extra because he's tired of these guys. So they barge into the varsity athletes locker room. Hook starts like screaming, and then he immediately shuts up because he realized nobody's in there. And they left them a note with a challenge for them for Collision. So again, we don't watch Collision, but I'm sure they won. So yes, this was that, and it sucks that this was all we got on this episode of Dynamite, and these guys had to be delegated to Collision for this week because this is actually one of my favorite parts about Dynamite.
Genuinely, I genuinely do love the pairing of Hook and Samoa Joe, and I hope we get to see more of it. And get to see it grow a little bit, man. Go for something big, dude.
Trios titles, tag titles, something to make one of those titles better. Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa, their contract signing. Mariah is hosting the event. She announces both of them and says this match is going to be very difficult for her, but she loves them both. They both come out, Mina and Tony, that is, and Mina tells Mariah to shut up. She tells Tony, in Stardom, she was a legend, and in AEW, she became a star, but since she's become champion, she's got soft and weak. She says everybody wants Mina and nobody wants Tony. She says, in the end, she is going to take Mariah and and the title from Tony Storm. Tony tells Mina if she raises her voice at Mariah again, she's going to slap her bloody tits off. She says she's going to give her some advice. Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe, and signs the contract. Mina tells Mariah she needs to choose Tony or her, as Mariah looks frightened. Soraya comes out and says she's sick of this. She's sick of Tony, she's sick of Mina, she's sick of Mariah, and she didn't come alone, bitch. Anna J hits Anna J she's so horrible. Anna J attacks Mina, and as Harley and Soraya attack Tony and Mariah. They go to put Mariah through a table, and Tony saves her. Goes for a hip attack on Soraya through the table. Soraya moves, and this sends Tony crashing through the table. So that was the contract signing segment. It was pretty good. I don't know what the inclusion of Anna J in this new Outcast is supposed to do. Tony Khan probably thinks this is his version of the new Bloodline story, putting together the new Outcast. But I will tell you, it is not hitting the same whatsoever. Other than that, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why Anna J is being added to this, but whatever. And Tony. As far as the dynamic between Tony and Mina, with Mariah being in the middle of it, I love it. I think it's been one of the better stories told the whole year in AEW.
I actually really do. I like what they've been building with Mariah May and Tony. I actually do like the inclusion of the story with Mina. I thought they did that really fucking well, man. Obviously, kind of shit went to shit when Soraya came out. She is just a whole bag of ass, dude. I mean, if I was 25 genuinely at this point, I would just put her on a back burner till she crashes out on the company like she always does, and you could just get rid of her because she's not in the ring, she's not in on the mic. She really squandered her own name value in the last like fucking year alone. She's not worth it at all, man. You got Harley Cameron with her. I don't even know why she's employed. And then you're gonna delegate poor Anna J to all of this too. It's not a good mix, dude. But as for, like I said, the Tony, Mariah, and Nina part of it, I actually really like what they've been doing.
Definitely. We got the brackets for the Owen. We'll go over the women's first because the women's match is first up on tonight. Here is the bracket. In the first round, we have Willow Nightingale and Serena Deeb, Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose, Deonna Purrazzo and Hikaru Shida, and Mariah May and Soraya. Who do you got taking this?
What are you roughing again for me?
In the first round, there's Willow and Serena, Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander, Deonna Purrazzo and Hikaru Shida, and Mariah May and Soraya.
I'd have to say Mariah May.
Me too. I would agree. Obviously, the left side of the bracket is rather predictable, being that Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale are on one side. As for the other side, I certainly fucking hope Mariah May is the predictable outcome because, Jesus Christ, any of these women on the right side are not fit for it whatsoever. But yeah, I definitely got this going to Mariah May for sure. But as for the bracket looks all right. Like I said, left side is incredibly predictable. The right side better be predictable, but that we'll just have to wait and see for. But yeah, I mean, this is the bracket. I mean, it's all right. It's all right, you know. Yeah, I mean
Mhm.
it's nothing too crazy, but it's good nonetheless. I would say it's a pretty good bracket, minus
Yeah,
like Soraya and Nyla Rose.
it's better than the men's, I'll tell you that much. But you don't want to see Sheeta save the women's division again, man.
Fuck, absolutely not.
But the women's bracket overall is not too bad, man. Way better than the fucking men's. And I'd say Mariah May is your best option to win it. If it's not Mariah, I'll accept Willow. I'll be fine. I could live with that. But for the story that they're building, it has to be Mariah May.
It has to. It has to. Well, Statlander defeated Nyla in the first round. So Stat goes on. Um, Stokely cuts a promo on Willow. Stokely cuts a promo on Willow before the match. Um, and then after the match, Willow cut a promo saying that she is going to, Willow cut a promo before the match, not after, saying that she's going to see Stat in the next round if she beats Deeb. Jeez, way to make that fucking predictable. Let's have them cut promos on each other before the match and completely give away. So you expect me to think you're going to have Willow and Stokely out there cutting promos on each other, and then Serena Deeb's just going to win and we don't get the match in the second round? I mean, come on.
Fucking might as well put the match in the first round at that point. If they're just gonna hit promos on each other same day. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Stat beats Serena Deeb in the first round. We get a backstage segment from Private Party. They're in the back talking about how they hope Chris Jericho learned from last week that Private Party ain't no joke. Jericho pulls up and he says, "Hi guys," as he normally does. He says, "They did get the upper hand last week, but they cheated. Cue Sarah, am I right?" As he sits there and fucking laughs like a geek. He says he still wanted to give them a lesson. So when they're facing luchadors, like I did when I was Corazon de Leon, one of the biggest stars in Mexico, he always avoided the pile driver. Anytime anyone tried to do it, he said, "That doesn't work for me, brother."
It was funny the first week. You don't need to keep doing it, man. It was funny the first time.
Yeah. Then he says, "Bye, guys." Big Bill says they made Big Bill stage back. He says you guys made quite the first impression, but not all first impressions are good. They're excited for their match with them on Saturday, and they'll be watching their match on Friday. As he gives the thumbs up and he walks away. Brian Keith, this fucking jabroni, stays back and he says, "If you two cabrones want a tope con hero, you better respect Chris Jericho." I'm so fucking scared of Brian Keith. This fucking little geek. This little dork. Are you serious? What does bro think does bro think he's 2022 solo or something? Does this guy think he's scary?
Bro really thinks he's the enforcer, bro. You think he's standing there like Solo, looking discreet and shit. Like,
I'm not talking. No. I'm not talking about 2024. I'm not talking about the weekend, and I'm talking about Solo. That Solo. Oh Jesus. Caesar. By the way, dude, I completely forgot, man. Logan and Durante. What is going on? How the hell are you guys doing?
How you doing? Family's doing good, Durante. And recovery's doing good. Thank you.
Absolutely,
man. Fucking dude, this Chris Jericho shit is fucking dog shit, dude.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
every week he's walking out there saying shitty fucking jokes that no one gives a fuck about. You got Big Bill just standing there having to suffer through all this shit, and you got this fucking super dork Brian Keith fucking enforcing his fucking stupidity every like, dude. It's this shit. This shit's ass. It's like it's not good ass. It's horrible. It's genuine trash, bro. Like I don't get it, dude. I hate it. I genuinely hate it so much.
That's fucking awful, man. That's fucking awful. Daniel Garcia defeats Titus Red. What's even more funny, but hold on, don't even start laughing yet. What's even more funny, Matt Menard on commentary says, "Man, has anyone been better in this entire business than Daniel Garcia in the last 6 months?" What? Are you fucking? How about this is hold on. This is a better question, Matt Menard. This is a better question. Has anybody seen less TV time than Daniel Garcia in the last 6 months? That's what you should be fucking asking on commentary. I could think of 90% of the WWE roster has done better than Daniel has been better in the business in the last 6 months. Man, I mean, the stupidity you hear on AEW commentary is a different fucking breed, man. Really.
Oh, it's so bad, dude. They just be saying some random shit. They lie through their fucking teeth every week.
You ain't lying, bro.
Oh my god.
How was that a Forbidden Door match?
Why?
Logan says in chat, he's seeing the Learning Tree will face Joe, Hook, and Shit Bada at Forbidden Door.
Why?
That's
It's Forbidden Door. Big fucking chaos. So like, they fucking suck, but at least it fucking has the idea of Forbidden Door still. Holy fuck, man.
That is something, man. That is something. And which is crazy because Joe purposely try to distance Hook from the Chris Jericho stuff?
I think he did. Yeah, I guess the political power was too much for him. Couldn't fight that.
Good lord. The Mogul Embassy attacked Daniel Garcia after the match. I don't know how that makes any sort of sense. MJF comes out for the save. They beat up MJF, and Ospreay comes out for the save. Ospreay and MJF get rid of the Mogul Embassy, and then they accidentally bump each other in the back, and they turn around and stare at each other, which got a great reaction, and a lot of people are thinking this is going to be the match for All In, which, if Swerve has the world title, I really hope he faces Danielson. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, man.
Exactly. We'll see. A decent segment. And yeah, that's what that was. Decent segment.
Yeah, they bump each other in the back. Excalibur says, "Oh, brother." Tony Schiavone then says, Tony Schiavone meant to say, "You mean, oh, bruv." But this man goes, "You mean, oh, bruh." I don't remember Will Ospreay saying, bruh. I remember him saying, bruv. Oh, bruh.
Oh,
He says
bruh.
that he has a shirt that just says bruv giantly across the shirt. Oh, bruh.
Dude, get him out of here, bro. Just besides Taz, bro, just switch out the whole commentary team. Genuinely, on every level of this company.
It is nice to see Daniel Garcia getting string of victories. I just wish it wasn't against enhancement talent every week. I wish it was against actual people on the roster.
Oh, hell of the enhancement talent match, 20 special.
Renee is in the back with Will Ospreay. Brian Cage runs up, being already held back by guards. Ospreay asks him if he wants to settle it in a match on Collision. Cage says, if you put that title on the line, I'll be there. Ospreay says, you got it, and calls him a wanker. As he's just handing out title shots like it's the fucking... like he's the fucking Easter Bunny or something. He's handing out title shots, you know...
Fucking title shot for a title under Tony Khan's got to be the easiest thing in the world, man. You just ask for it and you get it no matter what. Because everyone's a fighting champ. They're not gonna back down from a fight.
You put that title on the line and I'll be there. Everything in AEW is a fucking title match.
Literally, dude.
Just giving them out like fucking Halloween candy. In the main event, we got a opening match to the men's Owen bracket. I'm going to play that on your screen for you. Here is the bracket. In the first round, you got Claudio and Pac, Ray Phoenix and Jay White, Bryan Danielson and Shingo Takagi, which actually is a Forbidden Door match, and Jeff Jarrett versus the Wild Card, which a lot of people seem to think it's going to be Adam Page. So is Adam Page going to have no fucking nothing to do with the Elite and he's just going to go right back at Swerve? Is he still going to be a heel? Is he going to team with Swerve?
Well, if he goes at... If he does go at Swerve, it's kind of his ticket to either be with Swerve in Blood and Guts or against him in Blood and Guts. I feel like they could do anything, even though he's a heel. I could still see them for it's a possibility he could still be on Team AEW, but I feel like that's a one-way ticket to that. But dude, what the fuck is this bracket, dude?
So you mean to tell me you want to see if Swerve and Hangman can coexist?
No, I'm not. But I'm sure Tony Khan does.
Yeah.
So that's what
you
they'll
know he
probably fucking
does.
do.
You know he does.
Yeah. Like, bro, I've seen people defending it on Twitter, and at the end of the day, I don't care how close you were to Owen Hart. Why the fuck is Jeff Jarrett in that fucking match? Oh, he should win. You guys know how sad he was when Owen Hart passed. He deserves to go to All In. Excuse me?
Is that what these markout demons are saying?
Oh, they genuinely want, Jeff Jarrett to go all the way through the fucking tournament. Like, I don't get it. What do these people find appealing about Jeff Jarrett? He's one of the worst parts about AEW television if he's on it. Dude is horrible. He's just as bad as he was in TNA. I don't get, and I see people are just scarred for what happened back in TNA and Impact. Yeah, because he's still that bad. Like, I don't get it.
Pac, Pac, I'm okay with. Claudio, I'm sorry, I love Claudio. Should not be in a tournament to determine who main events the biggest show of the year. Shingo Takagi should not be in a fucking tournament to determine who goes to the main event of All In. Ray Phoenix nor Jay White. Jay White could be. Not there. Tony Khan has not booked him accordingly.
Not AEW, Jay White, I'll tell you that much.
Jay White nor Ray Phoenix is in the position to main event All In. And for the love of God, Jeff fucking Jarrett is not anywhere remotely close. Not even in the same vicinity as even fucking sniffing anything to have to do with the world title or the main event of All In. I get he was close to Owen. You know how many other people were close to Owen? That doesn't fucking land them a shot. What do we got? Do you want to put Bret Hart in the fucking tournament too? Because I was his brother?
Might as well at this point. I mean, Dax would fucking be ecstatic. Oh,
He probably would.
seeing his shit might bring CM Punk back. So you might as well do it. But like, what is this fucking dude? This bracket is ass, dude. Like, it can literally only be Bryan Danielson, or possibly the wild card, which is going to be more than likely Hangman. But your only real option is Bryan.
Yeah.
So I feel like the future of the Blood and Guts match will fucking kind of take Hangman out the tournament overall. So your only option is Danielson.
I don't know. I really hope they give it to Danielson because I honestly I would rather just at this point, man, I would rather see Bryan. Maybe Bryan takes it from Hangman if Hangman does win this whole tournament. Either way, I want to see Bryan with the world title. I would really hate if they built up this could be my last shot thing and he just fucking loses. Like, from this point on, I need him to go on like a crazy, massive winning streak. And I need him to like be a dog until, I just need him, like I said, I need him to be that dude until he loses the AEW World Championship, in my honest opinion. I don't really care to see Hangman and Swerve fight over the world title. I think their feud I think it was great. I think it is past, though. I don't really, see a reason for it to main event All In. I would honestly rather give the crowning moment to Danielson at All In, if I'm being honest. But yeah, he didn't get to do Wembley last year because he was injured, so I would have him main event Wembley this year, and I wouldn't really see. I don't really care to see Hangman and Swerve for the world title in the main event of All In. As good as their feud was, it was one of my favorite AEW feuds. It doesn't need to go there, in my opinion.
100%.
Pac defeats Claudio. These two are trading roll-ups, and eventually Pac just backslides him and beats him with a roll-up. So that was that. Claudio is pissed. He goes over to Bryan on commentary. Wonders who's going to win the next round and go on to face Pac. Maybe the guy on fucking commentary. How predictable are they making these brackets by putting the guy who hasn't competed in the match yet, or either cut a promo or be on commentary to basically let people know who they're going to be facing? It's obviously going to be Danielson is going to go over Shingo Takagi. Claudio gets out of the ring, gets a little snippy with Bryan Danielson, and he's walking away all pissed. He walks around the ring and then just starts being all babyface and happy with the crowd. Fucking bro switched up like Bray Wyatt, getting going through his little character switches.
Oh, literally.
His multiple personality disorder.
God.
So that was that, and Pac beats Claudio in the opening round, or the first round match to the Owen.
I wonder who he's gonna face.
I wonder. Probably the guy on fucking commentary, Bryan Danielson. All right, man. On to the good stuff.
Thank God. Final.
Holy fuck. It was rough. It was rough. It was rough to get through.
Imagine watching it, guys. I wouldn't know. I'm asleep.
It was horrible. It was fucking horrible. I can attest. SmackDown on June 21st, emanating from the Allstate Arena in Chicago. CM Punk opens the show. He cuts a promo about folding under the pressure. He talked about how he has got it done under pressure his whole career. He talked about how Drew McIntyre doesn't get it done under the pressure, and he always crumbles under it. So that's why he could not handle it anymore. So he quit WWE on Monday. Paul Heyman interrupts to a huge ovation, knowing that we're going to get to see Heyman and Punk interact. This might be the second time. I feel like we've seen them interact before since he's been back.
I think they have. I'm almost positive they fucking have.
This one was a little more deep, though. Heyman interrupts, and he tells Punk he has 2 favors of him. Crowd starts chanting, "We want Roman." Heyman is crying. He is getting teary-eyed at the sight or the sound of "We want Roman." Oh, we do, bro.
This is a tribal chief, man. So do we.
Oh my God. What do you mean, dude? We have a tribal chief now.
No, we have Weekend. I'm not a big Weekend guy personally, so.
He gets in the ring and damn near. He speed walks over to CM Punk and just hugs that man as if he has just been going through tribal hell since April fucking 7th. So he talks about how the first favor is that Solo heard on the radio, Chicago is CM Punk's city. And he didn't like that because he wants every city to be his. Good luck with that one.
You gotta be special to get at least a city, man. Fuck.
He says he wants every city to be his, and he asks Punk to leave the ring because he is his best friend. He said it at the Hall of Fame. He meant it then. He meant it now. And Solo said if he doesn't, that him and the Tongans will have to come out and deal with him, rather. I really hope that's not their tag team name, the Tongans.
I really, dude, just get God or Gorillas at that. Some variation of it, dude. It can't be that hard.
Punk laughs and immediately gets interrupted by Solo, who tells Punk, "This isn't your city. It's mine." Is it? Okay. News to me, tribal chief.
Bro, this ain't even your group, let alone it's your city, bro. Like, come on.
Oh, Lord. Punk, he advises Punk should leave the ring. Punk asks Heyman, he says, "Hey, before I do this favor for you, what was the second favor?" Paul Heyman walks up to the mic, and he has watery eyes, and he tells CM Punk, "Take me with you." Getting interesting, and trust me, through the night, it gets very interesting. We learned a lot.
It's me watching that at night.
We learned a lot on this episode of SmackDown. We did. And I got a lot of interesting predictions and whatnot. So, the Bloodline gets in the ring, and they go to walk up on CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes comes out with a bat to help CM Punk. The Bloodline leave, and on their way out, KO and Randy Orton attack the Bloodline. So, yes, that was that. Just to get the Punk stuff out of the way, pretty much later in the night, DIY was doing a backstage segment with Grayson Waller. You hear banging on the big Allstate Arena garage door, and it opens up, and it is none other than a bloodied CM Punk laying down on the ground as the angry Scott was standing above him, and he beat the bricks off of CM Punk, carried him in a fireman's carry position, and walked him all the way out there, dropped him on the stage, and got down on one knee and did Punk's little signature, little entrance thing, drop down to a knee in his entrance, and then he takes a bracelet that says AJ and Larry off of CM Punk's wrist and he puts it in his pocket. Good stuff. This is very good stuff. I think this is exactly what needed to happen on this episode of SmackDown, being that Punk was there.
Exactly. When they, were on the same show again, Drew and Punk, that's all that needed to happen. Drew just needed to beat the absolute shit out of CM Punk. That's what he did, and it was fucking great, man. When there was that banging at that door, I'm not gonna lie, thought it was Wyatt Six for a minute. And then they opened, and it was a bloody Punk, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. Then you see Drew McIntyre. Love what they did there, man.
Yep. All right. Solo, Tribal Chief, is in the back. He's sitting there with Paul Heyman. Yeah, seriously. He's sitting in the back with Paul Heyman, and he's sitting in the back with him, and he says to him, he says to him, he asks Paul Heyman, do you want to be in the bloodline? Paul Heyman says yes, and Solo grabs his tie, and he pulls him forward, and he says, wise man, me and you need to have a talk. As then Heyman gets up because he had to go talk to Nick Aldis about something regarding the main event, I believe. Speaking of the main event, this is where things get really interesting, storyline-wise. Before the Jacob Fatu debut, we get a Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa pre-match, in guerrilla little dialogue between the two. Paul's in the back, and Solo's about to go through the curtain. And Paul Heyman says to Solo, Solo, you're breaking commandments. Before Roman got on his jet after WrestleMania, he said a lot of things to me. And one of the things was we had an agreement not to put hands on CM Punk because CM Punk is very personal to me. He means a lot to me. Also, Cody is not something you're supposed to handle. All the tribal chief told you to do was keep him in check. And when the tribal chief comes back, Solo cuts him off, and he says, I hate to be the one to tell you this, because I love you, but Roman, he's not coming back. Okay, pause. That, right there, just told you so much. In that one little minute of dialogue, they were going to put hands on CM Punk earlier in the night. So that tells me whoever they're listening to is not Roman Reigns. It's not Roman Reigns. He's not listening to Roman. So that, again, should tell you enough right there. Roman is not the tribal chief that they are looking at. The Solo might be the tribal chief, so they say, but he might be looking at the high chief for his answers. And the high chief is the Glazer. The final balls.
Goosebumps himself.
And then it brought me back. And earlier today, I was thinking to myself, do you remember on night 2 when Solo came out to help Roman Reigns and he was acting really weird? He was like almost sort of manhandling Roman, and he was like trying to get him up, and he was like yelling at him. All of that started happening after The Rock and Roman, night 1, beat Cody and Seth. It's almost like maybe after night 1, since The Rock technically got the pin on Cody Rhodes, that maybe he felt it was a little solidified that he was the high chief and Roman was the tribal chief.
I think it was that night that those two started talking behind their backs and started plotting.
It was also noted that Solo was never necessarily sent by Roman Reigns. He was always sent by the elders. So,
So
very
by the
interesting.
elders, Roman was shocked when Solo showed up. He didn't know he was going to show up. He didn't know he was going to be added to his group. It's
Maybe
interesting,
it
dude.
could have been The Rock that sent Solo all
Oh,
along.
he was this fucking spy this whole fucking time, just sitting there. Look at, he really was discreet with his spyness, man.
Bro was trying to be discreet. He succeeded at
He
first.
was trying. He really succeeded at first. He was being discreet as hell. No one suspected a thing. They thought he was a simple Caesar, he's a simple enforcer, man. But he's not.
Man, that little segment right there was gold. Simply,
It
like
was.
I said, for the fact that told you right there with everything that, because you got to think, Solo's not supposed to handle Cody, and he's going to challenge him in the main event of SummerSlam for the WWE title. That seems like he's trying to handle Cody to me.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very interesting. And then the stuff about Punk. You know, they agreed not to put hands on CM Punk. Solo and his boys, it fucking looked sure as hell to me like they were gonna put hands on CM Punk.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck about Paul Heyman's connection to him. I'm sure, the kayfabe agreement that, Paul Heyman and Roman had was, listen, if we ever get in a feud and he hits me, obviously I'll hit him back, but we won't just attack him. I know that,
yep.
he's close to you. So, because Roman, at the end of the day, he may, he may have treated his group like shit at a lot of points. He may have been very toxic to them, but at the end of the day, Roman cared about the people he loved.
Yeah.
It was a delusional care, but he did care about the people that was under him, man. So, and that's going to be the difference between this bloodline, the new fake bloodline, and the OG bloodline.
Roman's care was almost, he was delusional in the way that he wanted to see them succeed, and if it was anything less than that, he hated them.
Yeah, exactly. He just saw so much disappointment if they fucked up, even with the littlest thing.
Yep.
I mean, he beat up his cousin's brother in front of his face to win a match, so to
Like,
get him to join the group. So
yeah, like Punk said in the intro, man, when he's looking at Solo, he says, "All I see is a bunch of fake ass Usos and a cosplay tribal chief."
and
I wonder if he's talking about the guy in the black suit with the red undershirt and the silver chain with the black gloves on.
what's the well, I'm going to talk about the ending of the show, which was really good. But their ending look of just Solo and Trunks, does he just go with that look or
Because
street
he's the
clothes?
tribal
Dude, he
chief.
looks so much cool. He looks so much cooler, dude.
He's got to
God,
wear
he
the
looks
chain and the gloves.
bro, what you got the chain for, bro?
A silver
Like,
chain.
bro, at least get like a fake ass Ulafala or something. You claim you're the tribal chief, wear that. I don't fucking know.
So, Solo in the the thing was my prediction.
Yeah.
I'm predicting in the main event of Summer. I'm predicting the Bloodline wins at Money in the Bank. I'm predicting the Bloodline wins, and Solo ends up getting a shot at Cody at SummerSlam for the world title. I think this is all going to come to a head, and things are going to get really bad in the Bloodline. And this is how I think Roman's going to come back. I think Solo's going to lose the match at SummerSlam, and I think that's when Solo's going to snap, and he's going to put hands on Paul Heyman. And when he puts hands on Paul Heyman, you're going to hear the fucking music. You're gonna hear the tribal chief music. And dude, I was getting goosebumps thinking about it fucking earlier today. And I think that's how it's gonna happen. I think Heyman, I think he's gonna continue to get blamed for everything, and I think Solo's gonna continue to piss him off. And when Solo loses against Cody, I think they're gonna put hands on Heyman, and I think the real tribal chief is gonna come back at that point, and I think he's gonna come out to save Heyman, whether he gets reunited with the Usos on that night. or not. I would probably have that maybe be a little bit of a slower burn.
I would slow burn. You know, the assembly of them. They got till Survivor Series, so they got a good amount of time.
Exactly. But that's my prediction, man. I think they're gonna put hands on Paul Heyman, and I think that's gonna be one thing for Roman that's way too over the line.
Hmm. Yep, I think so, man. I think so, and I think that's gonna be great, dude. That's gonna be so awesome when that music hits, dude. That shit, man. I can't wait, bro. That's gonna be great. But that's definitely at least a version of that is what's gonna.
Yes, for sure. Solo versus Cody. The Tongans come out there, and Cody ends up winning via disqualification because they hit Cody. Randy and KO then come out to make the save. They take care of the Tongans, and they corner Solo. Solo is scared. He's looking all scared. He's putting his hands up in the corner, and then he looks up and smiles and starts laughing in their face. And Orton turns around and eats a super kick. Cody turns around and eats a super kick as Corey Graves is marking out. Wade Barrett doesn't know what's going on, but then obviously after he turns around, he knows what's going on. KO super kicks and then gets a super kick back and a clothesline, and he turns around, and it is none other than Jacob Fatu. As Corey Graves says, clear as day, you know who that is. That's Jacob Fatu.
They said it. They said the man's name.
They
Jacob Fatu.
let him keep the name so far.
So far, they could do some like weird, we're gonna crown you a
I
new
want to
name
be
under a
Caesar.
bloodline. But I really do feel like Caesar is a thing for Solo. I do feel like it. And if it's not, I think the Caesar name would only be temporary under like this new bloodline type shit. But so far, he's called Jacob Fatu, and I'm so fucking excited, man. He fucking showed up and stole the fucking show against the bloodline. Well, with the bloodline, but he fucking stole the show on all of them.
Yes.
This shit was phenomenal, dude. He was going crazy. He was fucking running around. Fucking, dude.
He lost a lot
When
of
he
weight.
was hitting, I think someone said that he lost, it was 30 something pounds when he got signed before he debuted. He lost it was like 32 or 35
Damn.
pounds or something. Yeah, he lost a lot, which is crazy, man. But he looked fucking great. He was moving. Paul Heyman was fucking terrified. This shit was hilarious. When it was at was it Owens he was hitting on the steel steps?
Yes.
Fucking bro, when you see Paul Heyman just standing there watching him, man, it was horrified. It was great. Fucking loved it, dude. Fucking love Jacob Fatu. He is phenomenal. If he has ever, dude, people have been posting like just clips of his promos in fucking MLW. Shit, man, is top to bottom phenomenal, man.
Yeah, he's
I
fantastic.
cannot wait.
He is, bro. He gave Owens a Samoan drop on the steel steps. What I'm getting real excited for here is these damn figures. Bro, you mean to get to tell me I get to have the fucking GOD and a Jacob Fatu figure made by Mattel? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
It's
Dude.
gonna be heat, bro. The Samoan Wolverine. Not Wolverine, what the fuck? Werewolf.
I accidentally said that before too. I don't know, I always get that mixed up. But it gets better. Corey Graves absolutely capped this off at the end of the night with probably about the hardest line you can imagine. But he hits a Samoan drop on the steel steps onto Owens. He speared Orton through the barricade, which didn't want to break, but he got him through it nonetheless. And he gave a Uso splash to Cody Rhodes through the announce table as he gets in the ring and he gives Solo a hug. And they all throw up the ones as Jacob is on Solo's bloodline. Interesting, because if the other bloodline gets, if the other bloodline gets Talatonga too, if they get him, that's a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-4 if you add Sammy. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to work out for OG bloodline, because it seems like more by the weeks they're getting outnumbered.
I saw I think his last name's Fatu too, but Zilla Fatu.
Yeah,
I think
that's
he just
Umaga's
left
kid.
wherever he was. Yeah, I think he just left where he was working, and like announced that he left that whatever indie promotion he was at. So he looks like to be coming in. So maybe he's gonna be a part of theirs
The
to
only thing
even it
that
out.
the only thing that scares me about Zilla, he has
I heard
been
he's really
wrestling for
green.
like a year.
Yeah, I heard he's pretty green so far. Which I mean, when we're wrestling a year, obviously
Right.
you're gonna be fucking green. But I would say do a solo with him and put him in NXT first. But
Oh yeah.
who knows what they do here?
It's very interesting. But as they're all standing in the ring, Corey Graves says there is a werewolf on the loose. Bro.
Fuck yeah, dude. Something on fucking werewolf, dude. Hell
Holy
yeah, I love
shit.
it.
Jacob Fatu is in WWE, man. Holy fuck. This was nuts. This was insane. The people were chanting, holy shit. Chicago is always going to bring it, but man, holy fuck. Jacob Fatu is here, and oh boy. I don't know if the overshadowing has already started, but
Oh, it has.
oh
It
man.
already has. Dude, he literally has the #1 selling shirt this week. People have been
Unless
posting clips of his promos. But
unless they pull a Tamatanga and purposely keep him under Solo's thumb and don't have him do much. Because I know Jacob
uh-oh.
normally makes that look, where he's kind of like just looking all angry and shit. I really hope they don't make him a mute like they did Tamatanga for the longest time.
They probably will, but I don't think it'll last for long because fans will get pissed. Fans will fucking be pissed if they make that man a mute. So I think they're gonna, but I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think they're gonna eventually have to let him speak because the fans will be too pissed. I mean, I've seen the man's promos. What did he say for that one promo? He said he was talking about some match with somebody. I don't know who he was talking about, but he said it was going to be like Godzilla versus King Kong, except he ain't that because he's both of them. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That man is a goated promo. I cannot wait to see that. And I think they are going to try to make him a mute at first. I think they will. But it's not going to last very long because I think fans are going to get pissed.
I could see that. I could definitely see them making him a mute, similar to how they don't have Tamatanga speak much, because if Tamatanga cut a full-fledged promo, he would overshadow Solo Sikoa as well.
Exactly.
Jacob Fatu, Jacob Fatu will overshadow everybody in that entire group if you give that man a microphone. And I think
Oh,
they know that,
hell,
but
what on SmackDown?
this could be good, because this will either expose Solo, which obviously is the bad part, but the good part, this could force Solo to up his game.
He's real. Hitman is going to be sent to sink or swim. Hopefully he can swim, man. Because I like the guy. I might make my jokes about the weekend and how orderless he is. But I really like the fucking guy.
Yeah, Solo's amazing, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they do this, because like I said, it could be a really bad thing if they let Fatu be himself. It also could be a very good thing because it could force Solo to up his game, and it could force him to get better. That's one way to look at it, but nonetheless, bro, there is a werewolf on the loose, and holy shit.
It's great, dude. I
I
can't wait.
I got fucking goosebumps watching Jacob Fatu debut in WWE. It was awesome. People have been wanting him for a while. We're finally getting him, and man, I am just so pumped. I'm so pumped that he's finally here. I'm so pumped he's finally here, man. And he's been talking about the Bloodline story for years. You can find old interviews of him all over social media talking about how real this story is and how he loves it and how, you know, he's been watching it the past couple of years and all this stuff and how he loves the story and he's a huge fan of it. But man, now that he gets to be a part of it, he's gonna be different, man, and he's gonna be a major fucking player for WWE for years to come. Man is 32 years old. He's 32 years old, man.
Oh, he's about to go crazy in this company, man. I cannot wait.
Yes, he is going to be absolutely insane in this company, man. So Jacob Fatu is in WWE, man, and holy fuck, I am so pumped. Monday Night Raw.
Truly.
Monday Night Raw from Indianapolis. We actually got some news on good old Indy come Friday. The Miz is on commentary tonight as Pat McAfee was not able to make the show for undisclosed reasons, so hope everything's all good with Pat. I definitely thought he would participate in the show, being that it was in Indiana, and I believe that's where he lives. But if it was for undisclosed reasons, I'm sure it was for undisclosed reasons for a reason. And it's probably none of our business. So wish Pat the best. Wish Pat the best. And yeah, so The Miz took his place on commentary for a little bit. Michael Cole goes to recap the Wyatt Six, and Drew McIntyre walks past the camera and into the ring. He grabs a mic, and he says, last week, people were talking about how he quit. This week, all they're talking about is Friday. Yes, we are talking about Jacob Fatu, Mr. McIntyre. That's why we were talking about Friday.
Yeah, it was really great.
He says, and it was so good, I want to see it again. So he shows the replay of what he did to CM Punk. He says he prayed for this, and the big man made it happen, as he points up. And then he says, that's me. So he's not talking about the big man. He's talking about himself. He says he's done with the people that have been chanting Punk's name for the past couple of months after everything he's done to me at WrestleMania, at Clash at the Castle. He promised his sick wife that he would bring home the title, and Punk prevented that to happen, and you still chant his name, as he says, gritting his teeth, all angry. He tells the crowd, if you chant his name, you are dead to me. He says he wants to address Punk. He looks down the camera. He says he hopes he's uncomfortable and he's drinking through a straw because I put you there. He says he didn't just take his dignity. He took this, as he holds up the bracelet that he stole from him on Friday. He says it's probably about worth 50 cents, but to Punk, it's priceless. He says it bears the name of his wife and his stupid-looking dog, Larry. He says Punk takes it with him when he leaves home so he doesn't feel alone. And he says he is alone now because of him. And he's going, and this is going to be a theme for him going forward, because he's going to enter. Drew is going to enter the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Punk is going to have to watch alone, in pain, and miserable, and watch Drew win. He says he knows what it is like to feel alone. After everyone expected him back, even though he told half the roster and management the kind of person that CM Punk really was. He says that he's not alone anymore because he has Punk's family in his corner now, as he puts on the bracelet. He says at Money in the Bank, he's going to enter the ladder match and win and cash in the same night. Oh, Lord, we're already off to a bad start. While Punk watches alone, in pain, and miserable, and Drew has Punk's families by his side, to win the World Heavyweight Championship in spite of your arse. Oh, Lord. So, I thought the promo was great. Obviously, I never think a McIntyre promo is bad in this day and age. I really hope we do not use the Money in the Bank briefcase as a stepping stone for this feud. You've already gave a WrestleMania main event match to this feud. You gave a Scotland homecoming to this feud. You do not need put that fucking briefcase on somebody who needs it. If I'm booking this, Punk screws him out of winning the match.
I would say he screws him one last time before it fucking makes the man snap. And I would have Chad Gable win it, because obviously we'll talk about it later when we talk about Raw, but Finn ain't in that no more. So he's not an option no more. So I would say Chad Gable is your best way at this point. I would. Jey Uso's great. Love Jey Uso. It's not his time with that title. And I say Chad Gable's your best option. But talking about what Drew said overall, I liked it. I like what he said, about the bracelet, about Punk and whatnot. Obviously great promo. I just like you said, I hope they don't use Money in the Bank this year as just a stepping stone in this feud. And you already gave this feud so many stepping stones that realistically, Drew should be world champion right now, if we're being honest.
Yes,
yeah, I hope they don't do that with Money in the Bank. That would be brilliant.
100%. So, Michael Cole finally gives his Wyatt 6 recap as we then go into a arena shot of Chad Gable walking into the arena surrounded by security as they announce Gable is still in the qualifying match. Thank God. Because on Friday, they said otherwise. They said Gable was not good to go. But, according to this Monday's Raw, Gable is good to go. So, I guess he's all good. I guess he's all good, man, as, he pulled up to the arena for his match. Yeah, that was that.
Exactly. Pull up with that security. I like it, man. I like what they did throughout the night with him. How he kind of just hid in his locker room up until the match.
Kaiser versus Braun Breaker. Kaiser ends up winning the match via DQ because he goes for his little runaround move while Braun's up against the steel steps. He goes to run around the ring like Braun Strowman, and Sheamus pulls up and hits him with a bicycle knee, which obviously ends the match. As Sheamus goes to powerbomb Kaiser through the announce table, and while he has him up in position, Braun spears Sheamus, and while he has Kaiser up, and they all fall on top of each other as Braun is over the moon, pissed off about what just transpired. So that was that.
Mm-hmm. Good spot. Fun ass spot with Braun, obviously. And I like what they've been doing. I like how they've delayed Braun so far. It's very good. It's just people have just been interrupting him and basically just holding him from progressing, and I like that.
Definitely. We got a Judgment Day backstage. JD McDonough and Carlito are playing the PS5 while Dominic is eating a platter of chicken nuggets.
And how does one acquire the Dominic Mysterio life, dude? That man's sitting there, platter of Wendy's spicy nuggets. I know what they look like. Those are definitely Wendy's spicy nuggets, man. I know that for a fact. They got beat. It's got Dom, he had Rhea. How does one acquire the Dominic Mysterio life, man? I'm telling you.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. So, McDonough and Carlito are playing PS5. They're playing 2K. As Dom is eating a platter of chicken nuggets. A priest comes in and he asks, "What's going on?" Dom says Priest, I know you're not going to like this, but all these gifts are from Liv. Priest says, dude, these Liv distractions gotta stop. Carlito stands up and he says, hey, she can't be that bad. She helped me win my match last week.
I love Carlito, dude. It made us hilarious.
Priest
Better.
Priest yells, Carlito. And Carlito sits down. Dom then looks at his phone and he goes, oh. And Damian Priest goes, what now? He shows Priest and the rest of Judgment Day the phone, and their eyes just get fucking huge. As if Liv Morgan just sent this fucking dude nudes in the middle of the fucking show.
Wild, man.
Carlito says, that's cool. Damian Priest yells at him. Damian Priest yells again, Carlito, and yells at Dom, or he yells at Carlito rather, and Dom says, dude, she's crazy. Priest says, the only thing that's crazy to me is the conversation you're going to have with Rhea explaining how she got your phone number. Dom says, I have no idea how she got my number. Priest says, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I was in your shoes, I'm finding a way to end this with Liv tonight. Dom shakes his head and he walks out of the clubhouse. Priest asks the rest of the group if they're having fun while they're playing their PS5, and he tells them Strowman is also having a lot of fun because he's been having his way with you guys. Is he?
Don't say that again, man.
Has he? Braun's been having his way with the Judgment Day. Okay.
I can hope not.
Me neither. He's been having his way with them the past couple of weeks. So this is a couple week thing we got going on here. He says Braun should have been handled, but by all means, enjoy your game, and walks away. Finn stands up and he says he's right. We're going to take care of Braun tonight. Braun Breaker goes up to Adam Pearce. Pretty good segment. I always love these Judgment Day backstages. That's honestly the only form I actually like Damian Priest, and I'm being 100% honest, because when this man's on a live microphone, it just doesn't hit. But like in the backstages, you could tell he's comfortable. You know, you could tell he's a little more of himself. On the mic, in the ring, it just seems like he tries too hard.
He tries way too hard in the ring. Tries to come up with like clever shit. It always sounds horrible.
Yep.
Sounds like a fucking drama kid trying to cook up some heat-ass poetry. And it's just fucking cringy garbage. But in the back, he's more comfortable, and he plays the character of like annoyed very well. And obviously, when he's just out there on the mic, you can't really do that character all too much. So it's just his character. It doesn't work for him when he's out in that ring fighting. We'll talk about that, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
But,
and I'll be the first to admit, man, in these backstage segments, the Judgment Day backstages are some of my favorites on Raw. Like
best parts about Raw.
He is absolutely goated in those, and then when he gets that live mic, it's like a completely different person.
Exactly. It really is night and day, because in these backstage, he's funny, he's serious, and it's like a legit good serious.
Yep.
But when he gets that mic and
fuck, you blow my brains out.
Literally, that fucking shotgun's gonna all rise right into my fucking face.
Braun goes up to Adam Pearce and starts banging on his fucking door like a madman. Adam Pearce tells him to calm down, and Braun tells him he's tired of people getting in his business. He's tired of people getting in his business. He asks Adam Pearce, what is he going to do about it? Adam Pearce then says, I'm going to figure it out. In the meantime, just calm down. I'm going to do something about it. Just calm down before we have bigger problems. And Sammy walks up, and he walks up to Braun, and he tells him, anytime, any place. Braun says, how about Money in the Bank? Sammy says, Pierce, tell Braun he's got his match. Pierce gets in the middle of him and kind of tries to separate the tension, and he says, it's official. Uh-oh. Bit of a problem here.
Yeah.
Yikes. Either Braun gets fucked over again by, I don't know, maybe the new Alpha Academy. Oh, wait, no, Gable's in the ladder match. Never mind. Yeah, give Gable the briefcase at this point.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, if you give Gable the briefcase, obviously, he could go win the
He'd
IC
be
title
such
just
a
fine.
good Money in the Bank, dude. Oh, my God.
Him in the Alpha Academy, dude, that shit would be so fucking great. That'd be so fucking great, man. But, oh yeah, Sammy, that man, he's cooked. He's got 23 miles per hour, coming straight for that title, man. And, it's gonna be, it's gonna suck. Obviously, that, the Gable didn't get it. But as long as Gable goes for the world, I'll be perfectly fine with all this, man. And you know what? When Gable gets that world, who's better to beat him than Sammy?
Boom.
You got it right there, man. You got shit set up already, man. Go with the momentum. Fucking go with it, please.
100%, man. 100%, bro. Yes, Braun, personally, I would have put Braun in the ladder match, but, again, if Gable wins Money in the Bank, I'm fine with the IC title moving on without Gable's assistance, because if Gable wins the world title, that would be incredible. First of all, that would be incredible, and I think Sammy beating him for the World Heavyweight Championship would be pretty cool. And I think that would be a great way to get Sammy back in that picture, because he'd be facing a different Chad Gable. This Chad Gable's got a different academy, and I think it would show. I think it would be amazing for Gable and his heelish character to want to go for the IC title with the Alpha Academy, and then when he gets the new Academy, he figures he wants to take it up a notch, and he wants to go for the World Heavyweight Championship, and you can have him be a prick about it and say, once I dumped the dead weight, I was able to go from the IC title to the world title. I would honestly give that at this point, and I didn't expect, Gable to even come up on this opportunity, but in all honesty, I'm giving that briefcase to Chad Gable.
I think Gable's the best option. Not only do you get him being the world champ, which is really good for what the work he's been doing, but you already got to set it up for the next one, Sammy. That's great. So I think that works great, man. I think you have your path there, and I hope they fucking take it. And obviously, that leaves Braun in the IC title open for a lot of things, which will be really good.
Yes. Absolutely. So, Sammy's probably done at Money in the Bank then, most likely.
Let's just say, yeah, I think not only him, but his ribs are going to be done right at Money in the Bank when he gets speared.
For sure. Lyra defeats Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler in a Money in the Bank qualifier. She was in a Kirifuda clutch. Lyra, she rolled back, and as she rolled back, Kairi hit the insane elbow on just Shayna Baszler. Lyra then rolled back up, hit Kairi with the Nightwing, and secured the spot in the Money in the Bank. And I like this. Good choice, good winner. So.
Exactly, good choice for the match, and I like the matches they're building so far for these Money in the Bank ladder matches. They're both looking pretty fucking good.
Definitely. We get a Drew backstage. He tells Adam Pearce he should automatically be in the Money in the Bank because of everything that he's been through. Pierce tells him he thinks the guy that quit last week should have to qualify like everyone else. Drew says, okay, I quit, but I didn't really quit. I guess he just wanted to get that lick back on CM Punk.
Yeah, he just wanted to make a statement. He at the end of the day, for what he did, he just went and beat up CM Punk. He really didn't need to do the I quit stuff.
Yeah,
Kind of bit him in the ass more than anything.
for sure. He says, Drew says, I quit, but I didn't really quit. He tells Pierce, come on, man, somebody's got to be the good guy around here. Pierce asked Drew if he really meant what he said last week. He said what he's about to say he really means, and that is Drew does not deserve it. All he's done is disrupt things. Drew asked Pierce if he deserved Punk stealing a referee shirt at Clash at the Castle, and he asks if Rollins deserves a world title match when Drew beat him at WrestleMania, when he says, he asks if Rollins deserves a world championship match when Drew beat him at WrestleMania. He says he believes in Pierce to do the right thing, and if he doesn't, he's going to find out what disruption really is. Man. So Drew's in a qualifier next week against Dragunov and Sheamus. I really wanted to see Dragunov in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but I feel it's going to be Drew now. And, man, that kind of sucks.
It really sucks for Dragunov, man. That really does. If anything, I would just have I would have Dragunov win, dude. It could fuel Drew's hatred for CM Punk more, even though it's already top tier. But like, I don't think Drew needs to be in there, dude. I really don't think he does.
It's not, for me, it's not so much about Drew being in it. I think if you did want to add CM Punk on the show and stuff, there obviously is no better way than having Drew in the ladder match. But it just makes me feel for Dragunov, because I did want to see guys, because the rest of the field is guys that have never been a world champion before. So it's gonna kind of suck for those kind of guys. But I do get if they want to put Drew in there. It just sucks for a guy like Dragunov.
It really does, man. It really does.
Yeah, so that was that. As Drew walks away, the camera catches Liv walking and walks her all the way out to the ramp. This was a very cool visual. Liv cutting a promo. She says, "Oh, Dominic." Oh, Lord.
See her shirt, too. Daddy's girl.
Oh, yeah,
Good
I did
Lord.
see that. She says she couldn't catch him backstage, so she wanted to come out here to catch his attention. She hopes he likes the gift she got him, but she hopes he likes the text even more. She says she knows he's playing hard to get, and she's okay with that. But she hopes he's honest with himself because this is what he really wants. And she has so much more in store for him, she says. She says that Rhea Ripley has never gotten him any gifts and cared about him the way that she does. She asks Daddy Dom if he can come out here, and she's going to give him one more gift in front of all these people. This fucking guy, Dominic, man.
He was. That was one of the fire of that life. That's why.
You know. So.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, you do.
No.
So yeah, man. That was Liv's part of the promo, man. Zelina Vega interrupts, and she says she has a gift for Liv Morgan, and that is shutting her up. She doesn't know why she's obsessed with Rhea Ripley and her sloppy seconds. She says while Liv is chasing Dirty D, she's chasing the Women's World Championship. Liv says she hasn't forgotten about the World Championship that she took out Rhea Ripley and put Becky into early retirement for, and there's nothing wrong with having a little fun. Zelina Vega says she has been starved for all her opportunities, which has made her why more important than Liv's, and she asked Liv to defend the title tonight. Liv says no because she's in the middle of something, so maybe next week. Dominic comes out. Liv asks Dom if he liked the gifts. Dom says he got them and he doesn't like them. Liv said she knows he loved the text that he sent her. Golly. Dom says if Zelina challenges for the for the Women's World Championship, he wants to help because he'd rather see anyone win the title than Liv, or anyone with the title than Liv. Vega says she doesn't need his help, and as Vega says she doesn't need his help, and Liv attacks her from behind. Rey Mysterio comes out and grabs Liv off of Vega. He bumps into Dominic, and when Rey turns around, Dominic pushes him on the ground. Liv smiles. Dominic walks away, and Liv is following him from behind, trying to get his attention. In between this, we got a little Seth Rollins video package for his struggles and whatnot following WrestleMania. It was pretty sick.
It was really nice. I liked that a lot. It was really awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. Dom is still trying to get away from Liv when we get done with the video package. And Liv goes up to him and she says, "Thank you." He says, "Thank me for what?" She says, "Thank you for being my hero and saving me from your deadbeat dad." Liv says, Liv says, "Now I know you want this just as bad as I do." Dominic, bro. This fucking guy. Dom says, "No, I just don't like him." He's talking about his own dad. He just don't like him.
Poor Ray, man.
Come on, son.
What? Come on, son. What the fuck?
Liv says thank you, and she hugs him. R-Truth walks up, and he says, "Was that Tom and Nick you were talking to?" He said, "Whoever it was, he looked like, he looked like a very discreet hero. But those are the best kind, like Solo, discreet hero."
Discreet hero, man.
Liv says, "Oh God." Liv says, "Yes, they are." She then suckers R-Truth into giving JD and Finn a fucking Raw Tag Team title match for love, because R-Truth loves love. And R-Truth says he's going to go talk to Pierce as Miz, who's on commentary, grabs his belt and darts off of the commentary area to try to get to Adam Pierce before R-Truth can. And this leaves Michael Cole on the booth by himself all night, which actually he did just fine by himself.
He did fine, man. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
He had no one to fucking, conversate and go off of for the rest of the night. I would have thought they would have sent anybody out there for him to just
Should
be
got
there
Triple
to
H
help.
and Cole back on commentary.
God, that would be fucking great. I'd love that shit. But I kind of felt bad for fucking Michael Cole.
Same.
He kind of was sent out there. I mean, he fucking swam. It's Michael Cole.
Yeah.
He did fine. But I felt bad. I'm like, dude, you
In
can't let this man do. Exactly, you can't let the man do the job by himself. That's not really how commentary works. But he did fine. He did great. It's Michael Cole, man. But interesting. I'll talk about it when we get to the Damien stuff and when we get to the end of Raw. But they're setting up the demise, man, and I'm actually excited. I actually liked what they did tonight with all this stuff.
Absolutely, bro. Gable is cutting a pre-match promo about how he's going, how they tried to kill him, but the sad news is he can't be killed. He says he's going to become Master in the Bank. I like it.
I like it a lot, man. Hell yeah.
As his trons are flickering. Gable,
Hmm.
Braun Strowman ends up getting taken out in the middle of the match or towards the end of the match by the Judgment Day. He ends up getting taken out by Carlito, JD, Dom, and Finn. And Gable hits the moonsault on Bronson Reed and qualifies for Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah. I hope. Yeah, my pick to win right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going with Chad Gable 100%. Gable is in the ring, and the Fiend outage starts playing as we start hearing the piano. Doom, doom. Bray's piano start playing as Nikki Cross comes out from under the ring, crawls at Gable as he is standing in the middle of the ring, and he falls on his ass. He's so scared, and he's in the corner, trying to just look at, he's trying to back up, but he corners himself, and he ends up getting out of the ring and running out of there as Nikki gets a box from on the outside and hands it to Michael Cole as she walks away through the crowd. And there was also like production extras laying on the table. I thought that was a little corny.
That was my only gripe with everything tonight, with all them. Because I think those were the security guards
Yeah,
that were standing next to Cole. But after the segment,
they were
they
still there.
come back and those two are just sitting there back, just acting all normal. It was like, come on, you did not need to do it. Because, like, if let's, obviously saying kayfabe, that means, the other guys came and beat those two up. Michael Cole didn't react at all to that. You know what I mean? I thought that part was very unnecessary, but
It
I do
was,
love.
yeah, it was a little hokey.
Mhm. I do love when she gave him the box. She just walked away, and he panned to her the whole time in the crowd walking away until she kind of just finally like faded away into the fog, obviously into the back. She didn't the lights didn't go out. She didn't teleport. I like that. You see her visibly came from under the ring when she arrived. I like what they did in terms of like the presentation. Besides, the two dorks that got beat up, but there was no fucking mystical weird shit where she was fucking teleporting all over the place, and I like that.
Yeah.
Dude, when they came back, the fact that Michael Cole was calling her it the whole time was fucking. I don't know why that was hilarious to me. This thing, it came up and it gave me this box. Bro didn't say she. Bro didn't say the name. Bro said it. That shit killed me. I don't know why.
So yes, I did. I thought the bodyguards were a little hokey. I thought it was a little corny to
Yeah.
have them laying out, as if they just beat them up or whatever. I thought that was a little unnecessary and just a little overdoing it. It seemed like they just were doing a little too much there, and it seemed like they were doing a little too much there. And yeah, and then Nikki hands Michael Cole a box and walks through the crowd. And when we come back from commercial, Cole opens up the box and it's a VHS tape that says, "Play me." He hands it to one of the guys ringside and he asks if he can bring this to the production truck to see if they have some sort of VHS tape. I like that. I like that there's a bit of just a little things like that. Like we're getting Michael Cole handing it to the production guy and asking if he can run this to the truck so they could play it. So we just don't get some, random video playing on Monday Night Raw. It's like there's an actual reason why it played.
I like that a lot. I like that element a lot. Like you said, it didn't just cut from commercial, and then this starts, and when what eventually started playing, it was a physical thing that Michael Cole sent to get played, which I really fucking like.
For sure. Um, Chad Gable is in the back. He knocks on a locker room door and Otis comes out. He says, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so happy. Can I see Tozawa and Maxine?" He goes out there, or they come out of the locker room, and he says, "Guys, I may have stepped over the line once or twice, But man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't apologize to you guys enough. He says, and it takes a big man to admit that, but that's what family does. Otis says that is what family does. But that is what family does. But family doesn't hurt each other. He said, I meant what I said last week. We're done. As him and Tozawa walk in the room, back in the locker room, Maxine stays out there and she tells Gable, listen, we're very glad you're okay, but you put us all through a lot and you really hurt Otis. You were his big brother. He really looked up to you, and I think he just needs time. Maxine goes back in. This fucking guy, Chad Gable, turns around, and there is standing Ivy Nile, Julius Creed, and Brutus Creed. This man, Triple H, across the show, just always got shit going on. He's always throwing subliminals in there, getting people hyped for shit. This was awesome. I love this.
That shit was really dope. I liked every element of it. I like how Otis stood his ground. He stood 10 toes down. And he was like,
down in his
listen,
Balenciagas.
exactly. He stood 10 toes down and he was like, listen, it does suck what happened to you, man, but it doesn't change what you did. We can't trust you. Maxine's delivery and her part was bad. That was the worst part. Her promo delivery is just, man, it's bad. I don't like it, but what she said was fine. And it was good. And that stuff with the Creeds and Ivy Nile, the Freak Bros. I love it a lot, man. I really like what they teased there.
Yes. My man, BKL. Appreciate the shout out, bro. Appreciate the shout out. Showing love from the South Bronx. Well, we're
Thank you, man.
sending some Chicago love back. Sending some Chicago love back to you, my man. Thank you for the sub, bro. I appreciate it. Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Welcome, and thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for stopping by, man. We're here Mondays and Fridays, bro.
Hell yeah.
So actually, we'll be here Sunday this week too for Forbidden Door.
Yes.
So, anyways, he turns and he sees Ivy Nile and the Creed brothers, and Julius says, Gable, man, you all right? And Gable, all flustered, says, no, I'm not all right. I need help.
He needs a new backup, man. And I think he's got it right in front of him.
Absolutely. He needs a new academy. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeat Caden Carter and Katana Chance. They get jumped by Damage Control after. Yeah, that was that.
Intrigued.
Judgment Day backstage, Damian Priest is walking into the clubhouse. He says bye, Liv opens the door and says bye to him on the way out. He says, I hope Dom just ended things. He walks in, and the only one sitting there is Finn Balor. Priest says, I came in here to grab my title, but don't tell me that does not look sketchy. Finn says he was in here because she got Dom a match with Ray next week, and him and JD a tag title shot tonight. He says, Liv, man, she just seems too good to be true.
I think she is.
Yeah.
I think only to one she's too good to be true. Only to one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Priest says, yeah, she is too good to be true. He says, but then he wishes him good luck in his tag title match, and he says he needs to go address things with Seth Rollins. It got confirmed that the WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain doc got an official date again, July 3rd. The Rock had to make sure there was enough Dwayne Johnson glazing in the doc. That's why it took so long.
Yeah, to meet with the lawyers. The lawyers had to talk to the company's lawyers because if it didn't glaze them at least a little bit, it wasn't acceptable. It couldn't be made.
He couldn't look like the bad guy in there.
No. The fans have to look like the bad guys for Dwayne.
Exactly. The Miz is yelling at R-Truth over giving away the title shot to the Judgment Day. So that was that. Before that, because their match got confirmed later in the night. Damian Priest, he's out here to address Seth Rollins. Yikes.
Yay.
Damian Priest talks about the Rollins video from earlier in the night, and he says it was humbling. He says he can see why Seth sees some of himself in Priest, becoming a leader and always rising to the occasion.
Dude.
Oh, this guy sucks.
Bro. You're not creative, dude. You sound like a dork, bro. I'm sorry. You sound like a dork.
Bro, this fucking guy, man. This fucking guy, Damian Priest. Oh, Lord. He is something special. He really is. He says that, bro, he's always trying to throw these little clever lines in there and these, like, nice one-liners, and they never hit, ever.
They never hit, dude. They just sound so... It sounds like slam poetry, dude. It does.
Yeah. He says, but when he sees Seth, he sees a man he doesn't want to become, because he doesn't eventually want to see the day where he steps across the ring with someone bigger, stronger, and better than him. Seth may not be bigger than Damian Priest. He might be stronger. I don't know what his PR is. But he definitely is better than Damian Priest. So I don't know what Mr. Priest is talking about. But he says Seth is great, but he will never reach the mountaintop again as long as I am El Campeon. Seth comes out and he hypes up Royal Rumble in 2025, being that it did get confirmed for Indianapolis. He asks Priest questions about him getting the title, he questions Priest, saying that Rollins will never get the title back. He says Priest does not even believe what's coming out of his mouth himself. Seth says that nobody buys him as the man. I certainly the fuck don't. Seth hit that right on the head. Because his actions don't match his words. He says he doesn't need help for his defenses, but both of the times he needed it or he would not have won. Bro, thank you, Seth. Somebody with a brain. We've been saying this shit since he fucking first defended the title in France.
Literally.
Christ. So, Priest says he gets that opinion, but he didn't even want their help. Real talk. Is it just me, or does this guy say real talk like every other fucking piece of dialogue he puts out? Every back and forth, he says real talk in it about once.
100%. Every interaction needs the phrase real talk.
He says he couldn't change the past, but he can change the present. And the present now is that Seth is holding a whole lot of nothing. Oh, man. How long did it take you to come up with that one?
No way.
Seth says he's not here to run down Priest because he respects him. But he does not appreciate people one-upping him like he did last week when he challenged him. So he's here to one-up Priest tonight. He says for Money in the Bank, he wants to up the stakes. He says if he loses at Money in the Bank, he'll never challenge for the world title again. I can't remember if he said as long as Priest was champion or...
It was for as long as Priest is the champ.
Good. It says he'll never challenge...
Cody.
Yeah, seriously. He'll never challenge for the world title as long as Priest has the championship. But, but he says, but when he beats Priest for the belt that you've been keeping warm for me for the past couple of months, Priest has to leave the Judgment Day. And then we can find out if Priest can stand on his own 2 feet and walk a mile in Seth's shoes.
It's interesting, dude. I think, obviously there's still a main event to talk about, but I think Seth unknowingly just excelled the rest of the Judgment Day's plans to kick him out. I think Seth unknowingly just sent those fucking tickets, to express shipping those tickets for him to get sent out the Judgment Day. I genuinely think at this point, Seth might walk out champ.
So here's where it gets a little interesting. So Priest says, I like it, but the way I see it, I'm the champion. And Judgment Day needs me more than I ever needed them. And as for your challenge, I accept. You mean to tell me this guy's the babyface and he's just willingly saying, I don't give a fuck about these dudes because they need me, I don't need them?
How he's gonna be the babyface at the end of this? I have no fucking clue. He's gonna be a babyface to me.
And
but
you know why they're doing this? Is because there's no way for him to leave the group and be a babyface. There's no way. So they have to do this route.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think Judgment Day might cost him the match because they know it'll get him out of the group.
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna go to help him, and they're gonna do nothing. Either they're gonna accidentally get like mixed up and not be able to help, or they're just gonna stand there and watch.
Yep.
But no matter what, I think they'll go out there, but it's just to watch that man lose because.
Yep.
Genuinely, I think he might lose at Money in the Bank at this point, especially with what happened in the main event. I'm not mad about that main event. I'm sure some might, because times really silly. They got titles again, but I don't think it's the same group that has titles again.
It's not.
It's not.
All.
It's about to be a very different version, and I'm excited because I genuinely think that Seth might win. I think the rest of the group is going to cost him.
I 100% agree. I think the Judgment Day, because I think they all like Liv, and I think Priest, being the only one that does not like Liv Morgan, he's the only one that's keeping her from joining the group.
Exactly.
Now
they helped everybody out.
Exactly. So, I think they know that now Rhea's still in the group. That's where the problem arises. But yeah, right. But the thing is, I think as of right now, because Rhea's not back, the only one that's keeping Liv from being closer to the Judgment Day is Priest, because Priest and Rhea are homies. They're tight, and with Priest gone. With Priest gone, they can get her a little bit closer to the group, and I think Triple H knows Priest and Gunther is not the match, and I think he knows the bigger match for SummerSlam is Priest versus Balor in some sort of grudge match, and Seth versus Gunther is a huge marquee match for a stadium show. I'm sorry, but him and Gunther is not a SummerSlam. And if they do want to make SummerSlam a bigger match, or if they do want to give SummerSlam a bigger feel, Priest and Gunther is not the kind of stuff you want to put on a SummerSlam card.
No, it's really fucking not. And I think Triple H came to that realization, and I think that's what they're setting up, man. I think Priest is being set up, and he doesn't even know it. And in character, Seth don't even know it. Seth has no clue what he just did to Damian Priest. I mean, they could reveal that he was let in on that plan and he was informed. But Seth being a babyface right now, I think it's just coincidence. Seth unknowingly just kicked this man out the Judgment Day.
Yep, I agree. Gunther comes out, shock appearance. We haven't seen this dude in like a month.
I know.
He says, I understand that there is a lot of stakes here. He says Seth is the guy who made the prestige for that very championship, and Damian is the guy who's been carrying Raw on his back right now.
I don't know about that one.
Everybody else is holding him up, to be honest,
Yeah.
man. He's
I'll be
trying to
honest.
hold Raw up, but he's being held up by Seth Rollins, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and the Wyatt Six, and Drew McIntyre.
Exactly. And CM Punk and Braun Breaker
Exactly.
and Sami Zayn.
Exactly. And Otis. The list goes on.
Literally everybody.
Um, he says, I'm not going to lie. I cannot wait to see this match. He wishes both of them the best of luck. He says the better man between these two will get the opportunity to be the lesser man when we step into the ring at SummerSlam.
Ooh, can't wait. That thing
Very
I
interesting.
love it.
Very interesting. So, Michael Cole, as for Damian Priest, I think his fate is about sealed, and I think Judgment Day now has their golden opportunity to get this man out of the group, and I think they're going to take it.
I think so. I think they're gonna take it. I think it all just got set up right here, right now, and I think Damian Priest is gonna lose.
Because here's the thing. Well, look what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. Damian Priest just said, I don't need these guys. Meanwhile, he says they need me. They won the tag team championships, and Damian Priest was nowhere to be found. But who was?
Liv Morgan, she's the one that got them the fucking match.
Yep.
She got them the opportunity, and they fucking encapsulated it.
Yep.
Come on, man. I think he's costing himself here, and he's really gonna be a big face.
Money in the Bank is about to be a movie, bro.
Oh, I cannot wait. Money in the Bank looks phenomenal so far, dude.
That just everything. Sammy and Braun, the whole Drew and Punk ladder match stuff, fucking Jacob Fatu, this world heavyweight title situation now. I mean, that is a banger fucking card, man. Stories rich throughout the whole show.
Dude, it's phenomenal.
Like we are literally drowning in fucking story for Money in the Bank. It's so amazing.
It really is looking really fucking good, dude. It looks amazing.
Michael Cole says they have obtained the VHS tape. Holy shit.
Ooh, man.
Now, I'm not going to lie. In the beginning, yes, go ahead and say.
It's the exact, I know you had the exact thoughts I had. It first starts playing, and it's all, it's all scratchy, and then it just keeps changing, and it's just showing Uncle Howdy. I was like, oh man. What cheesy stuff are we about to get? And Uncle Howdy, Uncle Howdy. I can't fucking talk, dude. God damn it.
Uncle Hardy.
Uncle Hardy, man. But Uncle Howdy.
Come on.
Uncle Howdy. He starts talking.
Oh, Lord.
Fuck, man. He starts talking, and then I'm like, okay, and the fucking camera pans, dude, and it pans to Taylor Rotunda,
dude,
just himself, no man. I mean, he had like an eye blemish or something, but just Taylor Rotunda sitting there in his normal clothes. He's got the one earring in, dude, and it's just him, and he's having a conversation with himself, essentially, Uncle Howdy, and Uncle Howdy's just asking him like these hard-hitting questions. He asked him, how did you feel when your brother died? Just straight up, dude.
So
fucking straight up.
When we first went into this, Uncle Howdy's like talking, but he's talking in like this like scratchy ass voice. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, come on. I'm like, don't tell me they're going to have his fucking promo material be through this fucking weird ass T-Pain auto-tune, Uncle Howdy. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then like Sir K said, it pans over and it's fucking just Taylor Rotunda sitting there in a chair. And Uncle Howdy just leans forward as these two are sitting, face to face. He leans forward and he says, Uncle Howdy, when he's sitting in the chair watching, or when he's sitting in the chair in his scratchy voice, he's saying, do you feel forgotten And do you remember who you are? And I'm like, oh, it's probably just going to be him, just some talking and some cryptic promo or whatever. And, there's going to be no answers given, and it's all for us to interpret, right? And then it just pans over to Taylor Rotunda, and I'm like, whoa. Dude, my eyes got so big. I was like, holy shit.
I was not expecting that, dude. So dope.
So he asked Taylor, he says, do you remember who you are? Taylor says, I'm nobody. Uncle Howdy laughs and he says, there you are. He leans forward and he says, how did you feel when your brother died? Whoa.
Just
Okay.
straight up, dude. I love how real that is. It didn't beat around the bush. It wasn't just some sad reference to it. Just asked him straight up, man. I love it.
Yes. And I love that, you got to be an idiot, but anybody who doesn't know that, Bo and Bray are brothers, this
It was
cut very close to the, exactly like you said, it didn't beat around the bush. So Taylor says, it felt like the most important thing in the world was being taken away from me. It felt like nothing was ever going to matter ever again. Howdy then says, don't you think you're exploiting your brother's legacy? Taylor says, being like my brother is all I've ever wanted. My whole life was to be like my brother. I looked up to him. I wanted to be him. I worked my entire career just so I can get the right to work next to him. We finally made it, and we had it, and it was all taken away from me. There was no one on this earth who was hurt more from his loss than me, and no one feels what I feel. And he's starting to get mad. Well, when he's talking about Wyndham, he's sad, but he starts to get mad as it progresses. So, almost like the Firefly Funhouse. Almost like how in the beginning, he was happy Wyatt, and then things took a turn. So, he's...
that part.
Yeah, so... he says, there's no one on this earth who hurts more from his loss than me, and no one feels what I feel. So what do I do now? Do I become a mausoleum and let everybody forget what he stood for and believe in and fought for? He said, they wanted to forget about me. They wanted to forget about all of us. He puts his hands on his head and he's starting to get really angry, and he says, and we made them all remember. Howdy says, yes, we did. As the piano plays, the camera outzooms, and Taylor and Howdy are sitting across from each other, but in the background looms the Firefly Funhouse.
Oh,
Goosebumps.
It got that shot, and I was like, what the fuck is that door? And then it just instantly clicked. I was like, man, they're in the fucking fun house. Because what is the fun house?
That's why it's fucked up state of mind.
And now this fun house, it's the fucked up state of fucking Taylor Rotunda's mind. Same thing his brother
and
did.
It's dark. It's not colorful. It's not the... Yep.
All the pictures on the wall were completely black and nothing there. No art, nothing. Just pure empty darkness and sadness. Fucking
holy shit.
Beautiful, dude. I fucking love this. That is exactly what I wanted. This whole time from this is just them, the people under the mask, just talking about their life, about how they feel about all this. And that's what we got, dude. And I'm so fucking excited, dude.
Over the next 4 weeks, I would love to see this with all of them. I would love to see
on this level.
Dude, Rowan's, where he's talking about Brody and Bray, bro. Oh, I need it. I need it. I absolutely, dude. And then maybe instead of like the Firefly Funhouse, it's like the Wyatt compound for Rowan. And then for Nikki Cross, you could maybe have like the fire pit that Sandy used to stand in front of. There's a lot they could do, but
they could do a lot, man.
But bro, I just love how the camera slowly zoomed out and you hear the piano playing. That was such a nice touch, bro. That piano's so creepy, and it's just so,
I love that
it's,
intro.
yeah, it's amazing. And man, it's a Firefly Funhouse, but it's not the Firefly Funhouse we remember. It's a bit of a different Firefly Funhouse, and holy fuck, was this awesome.
It was. It was fucking phenomenal. I love what they did. Love what fucking Taylor did. And this is what we need to see more of. And like you said, I would love to see this with each member of the group individually. I want to hear their reasons for why they're here and their history. And I want to see it, dude. I want to see all the people behind the mask, not just Taylor, every one of them. I want to hear them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing stuff here. I love this, and this is this I mean, this is more that is more than I could have ever imagined just off this one segment of just realism. It was
It
amazing.
was. Truly, it was great.
Cross defeated Kofi Kingston as Kofi got distracted because AOP was attacking Xavier Woods in the back, and he got hit with the final prayer, and Cross beat him. That was that. Yeah,
Not much there.
no, no, not at all. And then JD and Finn Balor defeat the Judgment Day. Braun Strowman comes out to chase the Judgment Day out of the arena. The Judgment Day that weren't competing. The Choo Choo Train. What'd you say?
He said, Finn and McDonagh beat the Judgment Day.
Oh, I did. Oh, well, JD McDonagh and Finn Balor beat the Awesome Truth. I mean, as Braun chases the Judgment Day out of the arena, and right as Truth is going to win the match and hit Finn with the lie detector, or the whatever his finisher is. I think it's called the lie detector. Liv gets up on the apron and she asks R-Truth for a hug. As JD is distracting the ref, as if he almost knows that this is some sort of plan. As he's standing up there distracting the ref, Liv yanks R-Truth's neck on the top rope, and he turns around into a drop kick and a coup de grace. And Finn and JD McDonagh are the Raw Tag Team Champions as the reign of the Awesome Truth is finally done, and it has gone on for 2 months, too fucking long.
And 2 months of nothing from those two, from the fucking in that tag team division, and it's finally over. And I don't care that it's a Judgment Day, because this is about to be a very different Judgment Day.
Yeah.
This isn't the Judgment Day we know, winning the titles. Priest don't know it, but this is a whole new Judgment Day.
Yes, and what was very interesting was they were all celebrating, or JD and Finn were on the top of the ramp celebrating with the new Raw tag titles, and Liv came up and held the titles up, and JD and Finn looked at her, and then they just raised their belts back up as if they didn't even care that they were all celebrating together.
They looked at each other and gave the most, fuck it, why not, shrug. Because, I mean, she got you the title opportunity in the first place. She got you 2K. She got you guys fucking chicken nuggets.
They got you guys PlayStation. Fuck it.
Exactly. And that, if you notice, that was the nice PlayStation too. That was the new type one. It's got that line in the middle.
Yep.
That was the or whatever, or Pro, or whatever they fucking call it. She got him the bougie one too, and she got him like 3 custom controllers. Hell yeah, I'm celebrating with her. What the fuck? But this is a very new Judgment Day, and it's about to be. Priest don't know it yet, but I can't wait to see how this unfolds next week, man. I actually really like that decision.
Me too, man. Me too. I'm very interested to see what happens with just everything surrounding them for sure, man. But yeah, that is gonna do it. That is everything for the week of wrestling, man. Another great episode of Unscripted, man. And with that is gonna do it. And yes, it has been another great episode. This has been episode 201 of Notorious Unscripted, man. And with that, man, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it, man. Thank you to everybody who came out, man. My man BKL. my man Logan, Durante. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys, whether you're here now or part of the Replay Mafia. Thank you guys, as always, for being here, man. What an insane week of WWE television. Great shit going on, man. And with that, that is going to do it, man. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys. We love you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all on Friday with the news.
Peace.
I used to get deals on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold, and that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite, throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm stainless steel. I want the fucking fortune like the wheel. I squeeze cats till my clips is empty, don't tempt me. You don't want the fuck
Here I am, I'm damned if this ain't some shit. Time to spread the butter lyrics over harmony grit. It's the mood killer death trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at, surrender.